everybody, and welcome back to another fun-filled and exciting episode of Andrew Rants, video series where I stand upon my metaphorical soapbox pedestal of the world and I bitch and complain about things that annoy me, bother me, and just plain piss me right the hell off. Yes. For those of you that don't know, I'm a fan of Power Rangers. I'll give you a moment to pick your jaws up off the floor. Yeah. And specifically, I actually do like some of the villains from Power Rangers. Now, there are a few, yes, I kind of had, a crush on when I was a kid. Because you always have that, you have the female villains if you're a guy, and the male villains if you're a girl. You always have that, I have this favorite villain. And sometimes you might have one that might be different. You never know. Sometimes it's just a creature, because that's your favorite villain. I mean, yes, when I was a kid, I kind of thought Rita was, impressive, and I thought Astronema was cool. Divatox I didn't really like. But there were always two villains, especially in Mighty Morphin days, that always got my attention because they just presented a presence to themselves. It was badass. And that was Master Vile from Power Rangers Season 3. He was he was technically the main villain then in the second half of Kaku Ranger, the Sentai it was based off of. And Lord Zedd, the standalone made for the American version of the Sentai. Because Zedd was not in the Japanese versions at all. Because the second season was based off of Die Rangers, and Zedd was not in that. Lord Zedd was purely made for the US. And I loved it. When he got changed to good and the evil in him was purified by Zordon with the Z-Wave, I was like, you know what? This is a happy ending. Because he got to be with Rita, they were forever together, and they were good. They didn't have to worry about being evil, they didn't have to worry about trying to conquer anything, they could just live normal lives. That was wonderful. Fast forward to now. Hasbro has the rights to Power Rangers. It's airing, is it still airing on Nickelodeon, or is it now on Netflix? I think it's on Netflix. Nickelodeon might be still getting some of it yet. I don't know until their contract was up. But I'm pretty sure it's on Netflix now. Because I remember Netflix was getting the rights to it, and I was a little annoyed by that. So, Power Rangers Dino Fury brings back one of my favorite villains. And I'm like, okay, this is fine. Because, Lord Zedd's a badass, for God's sake. He's a badass! Come on, he's a badass! Oh shit, you're gonna bring back the badass? The badass is where it is, right? So they bring back Lord Zedd, and I have some, I don't know where to start. I understood that we weren't gonna have the same voice, because Robert Axelrod, who voiced Lord Zedd, sadly passed away, and I was fine with that. Because I knew that you were never going to get the same voice. And I was like, okay, and they're going to come up with a way to MacGuffin this and explain it. And they did. And I loved how I was chastised on Twitter for this. Because it's like, well, why do they need to explain it? Why does it need to be explained? Why can't you just watch it and enjoy it? Because when you're an old school fan like me, you like trying to find the continuity in this. And you can thank Ninja Steel for opening up the concept that every single one of these things is connected. Granted, the Boom Comics started it. I think it was Boom Studio Comics started it. With the whole multiverse and the multiple Rangers in different universes. But here's the thing. Ninja Steel hammered it home. You had the comic continuity, and then you have the show continuity. And when the show continuity kind of mixes past with the comic continuity, you kind of get this new continuity. And guess what? That's where we're at. So it made sense then that the character, that the villain's name, I don't even want to remember, nor do I care anymore, brought Zedd back in his most vile. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, well then that explains why the voice would be different. Now, granted, I don't need to know why, because I know why the voice is different. Robert Axelrod passed away. You can't exactly get the voice out of a dead man. But let's say you're a younger person, and this is your first time seeing Lord Zedd, and then you type in Lord Zedd, and you look up Lord Zedd, and you hear a different voice. You're gonna want to wonder what the hell's going on and why it's different. Well, Zedd being brought back in his most vile, at least for me, the way I can understand it, would be This is Zedd before he took on the Rangers, before he became the Emperor of Evil. Like, this is his most powerful form, and then it just slowly kind of tapered off as it got on. Like, he started getting, like, he was stable in power, but, you know, he could still be outclassed if given the opportunity. That's what I kind of feel like this version of Zedd was. This was the pre-Power Rangers Zedd. So it makes sense to me, then, that the voice is different, and I'm fine with that. But what I'm not fine with is how the episode treated him. So first off, he's held captive with a control collar around his neck, courtesy of the guy that brought him back. He's told to destroy the Rangers, which, oh yeah, do you really need to give Zedd a reason? The guy couldn't bring back his staff. My guess is they couldn't find it in the prop department, to be honest with you. Or they had it, but it was destroyed or damaged, and they didn't want another duct tape incident like they already had that's so infamously well known now. So, yeah, I get that. But you treated him like garbage in this episode. I mean, this grandiose episode. Here's Lord Zedd! And he's treated like crap. But that's not even the worst of this. You think that that's where I'm at, like, anger-wise? Oh, that's not even the worst of it. So, Hasbro has the rights to Power Rangers. Complete rights to Power Rangers. They redubbed the clips from Mighty Morphin and In Space. Now, I can understand redubbing it for Zedd. You had no choice, because new Zedd voice, you gotta have the same voice. That's fine. Zordon, though, Jason, and Andros, I have issues with. Hell, even Alpha 5, I have problems with. For starters, Austin St. John's still around. He was just in Beast Morphers for when they had the crossover with Mighty Morphin, Dino Thunder, and Dino Charge. And they had that, because that was part of that freaking movie that they had released, Farewell Our Eternal Friends, over in Japan for the Sentai series. That was what they used footage-wise. And Austin St. John came back in to reprise his role as Jason. You couldn't have asked him, hey, can you sit in a booth here and record some lines quick for us? Or just literally use the fucking clip from the show! They literally took the clip of Jason going, I need Tor, because they used the clip of Serpentera. They couldn't have just used the same voice. They could have just used the actual clip. Just redub over Zedd's part, and then just use the same clip. No. We're just going to redub the whole thing. Then they redubbed Zordon. Now, I can understand, again, to a point, why, because Zordon's actor did pass away. But, again, you own the rights to this Hasbro! Why not just use the clip? Then, you have the whole Andros and Zordon moment from the In Space finale, Countdown to Destruction Part 3. Or Part 2. You have the final part there, where he has to destroy Zordon's energy tube, releasing Zordon's energy and saving the entire universe. The end of the Zordon era. And you redub Andros' voice. Just like you redubbed Alpha 5, you redubbed Zordon, you redubbed Jason. I can understand Zedd, but what the fuck? And the worst part is, they had redubbed Alpha for that Operation Overdrive episode when Disney was still in charge of Power Rangers. With the dark ages of Power Rangers, when Disney had the rights. Okay, let's remember those moments, shall we? The dark ages. And then, you redub it again! Use the clip! You have it in the library, you have it in footage! They're making fucking DVDs! You have to have the masters of this if you're making DVDs! Come on! You're making DVDs, you're making home releases of this, you're streaming it for God's sake! You have the fucking masters! Use the fucking masters and get this shit right! Instead, no, we're gonna redub it. Why? Why waste the money redubbing it when you can just use the bring Zedd back again because he got away at the end of the episode. Where the hell is he? Did he return later on and nobody told me? Because he gets away. And then that's it. The entire episode had to deal with the Blue Ranger coming to face with fear. And it's like, I'm going to take on Lord Zedd. And of course, their helper, their assistant, that dinosaur creature, I can't think of what the hell its name is. It's like, no, you can't take on Lord Zedd. He's too powerful. No shit, Sherlock! At least let him try, get his ass whooped, and then learn the lesson the hard way. I'm sorry, but Lord Zedd's too powerful. I can't handle him. Instead, you screw up the most epic return of the villain ever. You fuck it up. How do you manage to destroy and screw up how? Tell me how. How? I don't understand how you can screw this up. I don't understand how. How in the hell you have managed to do the impossible and fuck this up? It's Power Rangers. It's Lord Zedd. Granted, redub Zedd, that's fine. You don't have a choice. Axelrod's gone. Sadly, we all miss him. But you have the clips for the other shit. Use them. You didn't have to redub Jason. You didn't have to redub Zordon. You didn't have to redub Andros. You didn't have to redub Alpha 5. You had the clips. No. We're just going to redub everything. It's cheaper. How is it cheaper? What, are you afraid to pay royalties? If I remember right, one of the main reasons why the 3 main cast members of Mighty Morphin left was because they weren't fucking union. So they didn't have to get royalties. Unless Austin St. John signed something when he came back for Zeo, or one of the later on things that he'll get some royalties, just pay him the fucking royalties! It'd be like, what, 50 cents every time it airs? It's on Netflix! How often is it gonna fucking air? It's a streaming service! You had the opportunity to make Lord Zedd's return so epic, so badass, and this felt like watered down marinara, weak sauce. This was weak, and I mean weak. Disney's looking at this going, shit, we could have done better than that. Hasbro, Disney could have done better than that. Disney! Are you telling me that you're worse than Disney? For shame, Hasbro. For shame! When you got in bed with Netflix, I knew bad shit was gonna happen, but this, for shame! For shame! It's sad. It's so sad. I mean, how could you do this to Zedd? How could you do this to him? He was a badass character, and you leave him to rot in a fiery hell. How dare you? Why? What possessed you to do this? Oh, God. It hurts so much to know that this is what happened to Lord Zedd. I mean, what happened to him now after the episode? Is he going to come back? Is he going to be badass? Is he going to get his staff back? Is he going to try to take over and then they shove him into a jar like they did with Lothor? Somebody tell me what the hell's going on here. Is there like a fire at Hasbro or something in the writer's room for this? Is the writer's room for Power Rangers just like, what the hell do we do? I don't know what we do. We're screwing up the canon. The fans are going to be pissed. Yeah, no shit, the fans are pissed. What the hell do we do? I don't know. Please stay tuned for a message from Hasbro. Oh, God, now we are screwed. Is the new episode ready yet? We're working on it, Hasbro. We're working on it, but we don't know what to do with Lord Zedd. Oh, just have him show up. It's fine. Look, we need to get this episode out. Netflix is on our ass about it, so hurry it up, would you? Hasbro out. Oh, god damn it, we're screwed. We are so screwed. I mean, are those writers in like a fetal position now, huddled under their desk crying? What the fuck, Hasbro? What the hell? You have the rights! You have the rights! I don't see how I'm some bond pulling this shit! You have the rights to Power Rangers. All of Power Rangers is at your disposal! How many seasons? How many seasons, Hasbro, you have at your disposal? How many? So long as you don't make a half-assed anniversary like Megaforce and Super Megaforce, the fans won't be pissed. But when you do shit like this, when you have the rights and you're reusing clips that you have the rights to, I can't. I can't. I can't get over how lazy Hasbro was with this. It's like we're gonna redub it. Why redub it? It was fine the first time. Why redub it? Because we're Hasbro, that's why. But anyway, let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. Did you enjoy the return of Lord Zedd to Power Rangers, or was it about as fulfilling as a wet noodle on payday? Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below, and until next time, I'm Andrew Rhodes, and this has been Andrew Rants.